Going to Cuba. Going to Cuba. I'm going to Cuba.
If I can pack in time, if I can get to the airport in time, if I can fly to Mexico City, and if I can get a tourist card in Mexico City, and if I can actually land in Havana,
then I will be in Cuba. But first, I have to pack. And look at the state of my room. So we're gonna make this quick. We're gonna pack in less than 1 hour. Let's do it. I have to say, I've booked many trips in my lifetime, but this one has been the most complicated trip because I'm trying to be cheap. And so when you're cheap, things are usually inconvenient. And that's exactly why we make videos, so that you don't have to experience the inconvenience that we have to. You're welcome. If you're an American trying to go to Cuba, you're probably like, yeah, the embargo was lifted. President Obama just went. I can go to Cuba too, and it's gonna be easy. You can go to Cuba. It's not gonna be easy. And here's why. Because there isn't much information on the internet. You can find travel agencies that'll book your trip from the US to Cuba, and of course, they will take care of everything for you, but you're gonna have to pay a pretty penny to get them to do everything for you. And because I don't have pretty pennies, just ugly dull ones, I decided to become my own travel agent. And I booked this intricate trip by myself. And I mean, people have done it before. This is no like, whoa, Joe, you're the best traveler ever. No, it's not that difficult, but here are the things that you need to know if you are trying to travel to Cuba as a US citizen. Realize, okay, I'm not going to pay for a travel agency to book this trip, so that means I'm not gonna take a direct flight from LA to Cuba. I put in from LAX to Mexico and I found a flight. And then the next flight is obviously from Mexico City to Havana. Second thing, I'm meeting with Indigo, my pineapple head, who is actually gonna meet me in Mexico City from New York. So we're flying in similar times, and then I booked a different flight from a different company from Mexico City to Cuba. And so if the first flight is delayed, knock on wood, we will miss the second flight. As per my research online, I found out that you have to have traveler's insurance. Something I've never bought before. You've asked before in the comments, like, what do you guys think about traveler insurance? And we always say, doesn't matter. Well, for Cuba, it matters because you cannot get into Cuba, apparently, as an outsider without international health insurance that is covered in Cuba. I bought the cheapest health insurance to go to Cuba, and so I have that ready to go. What I still don't have, even though my flight is tonight, is a freaking tourist card. And if I don't have a tourist card, I don't think I can get into Cuba. I found an article online that said that you can buy your tourist card at the Mexico City airport. I don't know if that tourist card agency is gonna be open because I land at 5 in the morning and my next flight is at 8 in the morning. So ladies and gentlemen, we have here a case of travel risk taking that obviously I'll be documenting. And I'm sorry if I'm really agitated, it's because I'm stressed. Yeah, girl, I'm stressed. I gotta get to packing, I gotta get out of here. Do you guys like how crooked this is? So the next thing I had to worry about was money, because if you're a US citizen and you're going abroad to Cuba, you're actually not allowed to withdraw money from your US bank. So to make sure I had enough money for the trip, I had to withdraw money, obviously in advance, which if you ask any traveler, nobody really likes to carry a big wad of cash when they're traveling. And here's another loophole. I heard that US dollars have a tax that is charged because US citizens weren't allowed previously in Cuba. So it's better to take out euros instead of US dollars. So I had to go to the bank 2 days before my trip to request euros, and now I have a huge wad of euros that I really don't want to walk around carrying, but it's gonna have to be all up in my goodies because that's the only way I can access money for 20 days in Cuba. This is symbolic of the stress level that is within my mind right now. Okay, but I have to get serious. I have to pack this stuff, so I'm gonna check in with y'all later. Wish me luck. Boom, finished packing with 10 minutes to spare. Your girl's on a roll. Look at this baby. So ready. And then you have my neck pillow. It's all clipped on and ready to go. This little cute wheelie carry-on. By the way, in case you're wondering, I always get away with this as a carry-on. And then I get away with this as my personal item. And then I take this tiny little purse to put all of my important things, and it hangs right next to my crotch. So in case you were trying to steal it, it might get a little awkward. Yeah, so basically I go on with 3 carry-ons in every flight that I take, and it's fine until the TSA finds out and then stops me. So note to self, don't tell your YouTube channel everything you do.